Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a review on my Shure SLX-D system, which I've had for almost a year now. So it was about August of 2024 when I initially purchased my SLX-D system. It's currently May of 2025. We're almost there. Summer's almost here. But I wanted to make this video because my opinions are not going to change until then. They're really good opinions. Shure did not sponsor this video. No one sponsored this video. I sponsored this video. I paid for it. These are my opinions. Someone wants to sponsor me and send me stuff, go for it. So what I ended up purchasing was this SLX-D4 receiver unit, as well as the SLX-D2 transmitter with the SM58 capsule on it. I'm in front of this audio rack because that's where I keep the unit. It's mounted in here, and I don't want to take it out. That's a lot of work. So why did I buy this unit? This unit is a pretty pricey unit, especially for someone like me who it's pretty overkill for. I mainly bought it for DJing. Now I could have bought any other Shure microphone unit or really any other brand of microphone. I have bought so many cheap wireless microphone systems. As a DJ, you almost always need a microphone and it's almost always wireless. People just assume that a microphone is wireless now. You just grab the microphone, turn it on, go wherever you need to go, speak into it, and it does its job. Or at least, that's how it's supposed to be. This one does that, but a lot of cheap ones don't. A lot of cheap microphone systems, which I've bought a lot of cheap microphone systems, trust me, it annoys me that I have bought so many of them. They stop working. They don't have good audio quality. There's a lot of things wrong with them. They never have the best audio quality. It's normally fine for live audio where you're just talking into a speaker, which is pretty loud, and as long as you can understand the person, it's fine. But it's never been the best. I could never use my previous microphone systems for recording, anything for YouTube or live streaming. It just would not sound good at all. And they were barely making it by for live audio, which they didn't sound great. You could tell what the person was saying though. That was good enough for me. What really annoys me with many of the cheap systems though is the build quality. They all end up breaking. I only have one system, which I bought with the intention of being my main system, which still works. Somewhat. It only somewhat works. Many of these cheap systems have the same thing in common. They're actually beginning to get a little bit better now. I'm still never going to recommend you buy them because they're really bad. But one of the biggest flaws that they have is they all transmit on the same frequency. And not as in every system that is sold is on the same frequency. It's that you can't change the frequency that you're transmitting on. With the Shure, you're able to use 32 systems at once. I believe it's 32. And you can change the channel. The Shure even allows you to scan for channels, which means that if I press a couple buttons on here, it will find the most open frequencies that I can use, which basically guarantees me that I will have no dropouts. And a lot of those cheap systems they come with a preset frequency, and if that frequency is bad, you're out of luck. So many times at parties, especially school dances where there's a lot of people there, I have used these cheap systems and they have just started cutting out. They start getting fuzzy. They don't work at all. And I can't have that as a DJ. So I knew I had to buy something better, which is why I bought this. So why did I not end up buying an entry-level system such as the Shure BLX system or an equivalent from Sennheiser? Well, there's a couple reasons. I wanted a digital system is one of them. That's what the D in SLX-D means. SLX-D. There are a lot of benefits of having a digital system, and one of those benefits is better audio quality. This microphone I will easily do a live stream with, easily do YouTube videos with, easily do anything with. It has really good sound quality, and the BLX system is not digital. One of the other things that I wanted out of my wireless system was for it to be rack mountable, as well as having two antennas for diversity. I wanted it to be rack mount because my end goal was purchasing a rack and rack mounting all of my DJ equipment. I've successfully did that. This is my audio rack. There's microphone, in-ear monitors, sound mixer, Bluetooth, inputs and outputs on the bottom. Now, even though I wanted it rack mounted, I initially did not end up rack mounting the system. I'll see if I have a picture of it, but I ended up putting it in something called a gig bag. I believe it's called a gig bag, which was basically a bag that the whole system fit in and made it easy to transport without it being in a huge rack like this. Eventually, I would like to still have a microphone system in that gig bag, which I'll get to at the end of the video. Having it rack mounted in here is really nice though, and something that's also really nice is it comes with the hardware to mount both of the antennas to the front right in the same unit that it's mounted to, which means I don't have to put the antennas in the back or put them down here. They can all go there. There are two BNC antenna connectors down here. Those are for the in-ear monitors. They are not for the Shure unit. One other reason why I wanted to go with the Shure SLX-D was because of the amount of products that are available for that lineup. You're able to get a handheld, which looks like this. This is the SLX-D2. You are also able to get a wireless body pack, which you could use for a lavalier microphone or a guitar, which is the SLX-D1. You're able to get a little XLR transmitter thing. It goes on the bottom of a wired microphone, which is the SLX-D3. This unit here is the SLX-D4. It's the main receiver unit. And you're also able to get a portable receiver, which is a Shure SLX-D5. I thought that was really cool, and eventually I plan on using that for my camera. Another product that's also in the SLX-D lineup is their dual receiver unit, which has basically two of these in one. It says two here, it's combined. It's a little cheaper than buying two separate units. It also combines the antennas within the unit, so instead of needing 4 antennas, you only need 2. And that's without needing to buy a distribution box. And one thing that I'm really excited that they announced recently was their Shure SLX-D4Q and their SLX-D4Q Plus, which is a quad microphone receiver, which is really nice. And that means that I can use 4 microphones in one rack unit of space. It also will combine all of the antennas into just 2. So instead of needing 8 antennas or possibly a distribution box, I only need 2 antennas. That's great. Eventually, that is my goal, is to get an SLX-D4Q and put it here, and then take this single unit, the SLX-D4, and put it back in the gig bag as a portable microphone system. That's ideal, but it's expensive. Someone please sponsor me and send it. It would be nice. The last reason why I wanted to go with the SLX-D system was because of the transmitters. The SLX-D transmitters all have pins at the bottom, almost all of them. The handheld and the lavalier one do. The XLR one does not, and the portable receiver does not. These pins at the bottom, which allows you to dock them for recharging them. I currently do not use that feature. So all of the Shure SLX-D products, you're able to use just AA batteries with them. I've been using 2 of these Duracell rechargeable AA batteries, so I don't have to keep buying them. But they also all work with the Shure rechargeable batteries. All of the portable devices in the lineup can use that rechargeable battery, but only the handheld and the body pack can actually dock into a charger. I'll put a picture of it up on screen, which just makes it really nice. Another nice benefit of using the batteries, other than the compatibility with the docks, is you get a longer runtime with them. Those batteries are made for these units, which will give you a lot more time than regular AA batteries will, which is really nice. You're also able to see exactly how much time is left. I can't demonstrate this now because I don't own these batteries. If you use these rechargeable batteries on your receiver unit, it will actually give you a time that you have left on the battery. If you're using regular batteries, it just gives you 5 bars representing how much battery is left. It's better than most systems that don't show you anything, but having that exact readout of how much time is left is really useful, especially in determining, is it worth it to replace the battery, or should you just let your event continue and you'll have enough time to not need to change out battery. That's enough yapping out of the way. Now I'm going to be demonstrating this system. Alright, this entire next segment is going to be recorded all through the SLX-D system that I have purchased. One of the things that you'll probably notice is that it sounds really good. One thing that I would like to point out before I begin talking about the sound quality is how I'm recording it right now. I'm currently using the Shure SLX-D2 transmitter with the Shure SM58 capsule, transmitting wirelessly to my Shure SLX-D4 transmitter. That is then going into my Behringer Henix 1204 USB soundboard, which is then going up to my laptop to be recorded into Audacity. There is no EQ or compression being applied through the soundboard. There's also no gain applied, and all of the volume levels are set at 0, including the main volume level for this channel, as well as the master output volume. One other thing to mention is that the gain level on the SLX-D4 unit itself is set to plus 15. You're able to change the gain volume on the handheld as well, but I found that having it on plus 15 just on the receiver is a good amount for regular talking use. If you're going to be screaming into this thing constantly, lower it. When I edit this video, I'm also going to be either boosting or lowering the volume depending on what it needs for the video to sound good. I will put something right here describing what I did to the volume. This microphone has really good sound quality though, and part of that is because of the capsule that it is using. It's using a Shure SM58 capsule. If that sounds familiar, it's because every musician ever has used one of these microphones. This is currently the standard in live audio for vocal microphones. It's currently changing to the Shure SLX-D microphone, which that is also compatible with these transmitters. I just haven't gotten one yet. But if I eventually end up buying more of these microphones, I will probably buy the SLX-D capsules for them. But the SM58 still works really well, and it's been reliable for many musicians, and many people will still continue to use them. It's not going anywhere. And that's really important. On a lot of cheap microphones, they use really cheap capsules that don't sound good. And even on some of the lower end Shure wireless microphones, they don't use their main capsules. They use really cheap ones like the PG50, I believe it's called, or the PGA 50. I'll put the name of it up on screen, but it's a lot cheaper than the SM58, and it doesn't sound as good as the SM58. So that's one of the main reasons why this sounds good. It also sounds good because this is a digital system. The digital system means that it's able to transmit the audio more clearly. It's a digital signal, so it's more unprocessed, I guess you'd call it. There is processing done to transmit it, but it's sounds more unprocessed, if that makes sense. And another big factor that contributes to the sound quality of this microphone is because of the diversity antennas. This means that even if I were to unplug one of the antennas right now, even as I am actively talking, there will not be a dropout. I can then plug this. I'm going to plug this antenna back in and unplug that one, all while just continually talking, just to show that if an antenna were to go bad during a performance or something, you're not going to lose audio signal. It might drop out for a slight moment, but you won't hear that thanks to what the system does. It's pretty amazing. I don't think we lost signal once. It does show you on the unit what antenna it is using. It'll show it either on the left or the right, which corresponds with the A and B antennas. The way I have mine mounted, the one that's on the left is on the left, and the one that's on the right is on the right. I think everyone mounts it like that, but just have to be sure that I talk about it. See what I did there? Sure, right? I'm now going to walk away, and I'm going to keep talking about this microphone just so you can get a distance check. Okay, I'm now currently walking away from the microphone. I'm actually now in another room, really. You'll notice that the signal really doesn't drop out. It might get a little worse. It probably won't, actually, now that I think about it. I'm now multiple rooms away. I do record these videos in my basement, so I'm at the other end of my basement right now, but there's multiple concrete walls in between me and where the receiver is, which this is more than you're going to get at an average event, where you'll most likely have line of sight. I'm now walking back to the receiver. Most wireless microphones can't even go a couple feet away without dropping out or sounding really bad. This one, I'm able to go into other rooms, through walls, through obstruction, especially concrete walls. Signals don't transmit easily through those. Currently back, by the way. And this microphone, I'm sure it handled it completely fine. Another feature that I did forget to mention earlier that I really like about this unit is you're able to control it with Shure Wireless Workbench. Kind of goes into the good wireless system that this is. If you have a laptop or even a phone, you're able to connect to it. You have to connect it through Ethernet, so for mine, I have it connected through Ethernet to a router that is in the back of this rack, and that allows me to connect to that Wi-Fi network on my phone or on my laptop, and through that, I'm able to update the firmware on the receiver as well as any of my transmitters. That's really cool. Make sure they stay up to date. Make sure that if there's a problem, Shure will fix them. It also allows you to better manage your frequencies, especially if you're using more than one microphone, especially if you're at like a concert and you're using, 10, 20, 30 microphones. You need to manage your frequencies and know which microphones are transmitting on which frequencies, and it's really important, and the use of Shure Wireless Workbench is an industry standard for doing that. You're also able to monitor your systems live through that. So I can connect to the Wi-Fi network that I have in this rack, which then connects to here, and monitor everything on my phone. I can walk in the other room and see the signal quality that I have from this microphone, the audio levels, even the battery level. You're able to monitor everything. It's really neat, and it makes this an amazing system. Now for my final thoughts. If I'm rating this out of 5 stars, this is a 5 out of 5 star system. There's nothing that I see wrong with it. I trust this system a lot, and I normally always would lose faith in my microphones. I would prepare for the worst, prepare for them to drop out. But now my microphone is one of the most reliable parts of my setup, which is a little embarrassing to say, but it is true. Whenever I end up needing to use this microphone, I know it is not going to drop out. I know it will sound good. I know that it will last. As a DJ, I'm constantly moving gear around, having to keep track of everything, and not worrying about microphones, which are really complicated, is really nice. It lets off a lot of stress, and it makes my job easier. So overall, 5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed this system. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Let me know what I did wrong. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. I'd say mic drop, but it's a little expensive to do that, so I'll just turn the mic off.